This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Rain unlocks the secrets of the universe.
Finally, I've unlocked unlimited Frosty Shakes.
And Tony Danza stops by as Stairmaster's uncle looking for a place to stay.
Stair, I need your money.
All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hi there, folks. Welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and vengeful cop, Stairmaster.
Oh, I'm vengeful for other reasons. Hey, Keo, come here, you little bitch.
Oh,
come here.
How can you bring
Get
me
here.
into this?
That's for last week, motherfucker.
That person that Stairmaster is strangling, of course, is our other co-host and wealthy bad guy, Rain.
Oh, yeah, Stair, I'm sorry about last week, man. It was just, I was doing crime.
Why?
And I was really stressed out about the crime, and you were unconscious, and I was trying to get you to wake up, so I just, gave you a quick kick.
I was unconscious because you hit me in the head with a baseball bat.
I thought you were unconscious because you ate too much food and your stomach
You hit me in the head with a baseball bat because you said I ate all of your food.
Well, cause and effect, Stairmaster.
Interesting.
It was my fridge.
It seems like we could all learn a little lesson here about eating each other's food and what fridges we keep them in.
It says Stairmaster on it. It has an S made out of gold.
We could all learn a lesson here.
I bought the food, I put it in there, and then you labeled it as yours and then ate it.
I think we could all learn the lesson here.
It's in gold.
We should learn a lesson about going to the gladiator arena and having a fight to the death. Me and Stairmaster.
Yeah.
Sundown tonight.
Denver has a gladiator arena?
Yeah, under the airport.
Yes, underneath the airport.
Oh. All right. Well,
you're going to be there, and you're going to watch.
I thought they were free to the public, like
one or both of us die.
Like Shakespeare in the Park.
Well, how do you think the airport pays for everything?
Plane tickets?
With the exorbitant fees? No.
Well, it's not part of the airport. It's underneath the airport.
Well, same land.
Oh.
Yeah, the airport does gatekeep it.
Do you think that having a gladiator arena will increase your property taxes?
Only if... Well, people have suggested that, but then they get put in the gladiator arena.
Yeah, that's the one place the IRS has no power.
That's why the IRS doesn't tax Amazon. Because that keeps happening to their guys.
That's right. Listen, we all know the truth. So welcome to TV Tuners. It's a podcast about television and exclusively
That's
about
crazy.
television, nothing else. And hey, if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more, well, why not go over and subscribe? That's right. You'll be kept abreast of the situation regarding our podcast, as in when it updates.
There's been a development.
The new episode will appear. It'll say, hello, we're here waiting for you.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're available on all of the podcast apps of your choice. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify. More. Anyone you can think of. We're there waiting for you.
Including LimeWire.
That's right, it's back.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, it was.
It's back, and it's in podcast form.
Yeah, I had LimeWire on a computer once. I was like, wow, there's a green circle on this computer.
Wow, I can listen to Dragon Force songs now. Except for that one.
My favorite band.
Well, I didn't dare open it. I was a mere lad.
That's why it's in your part.
Yeah. If you open it, the cops immediately come. Especially now.
Yeah, and we don't mean they arrive.
That's right. And listen, you can not only subscribe, but if you're so inclined, you could go to leave us a review. Maybe 5 stars.
Let us know what's up.
Whoa.
Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, tell us how you're feeling. Tell us if we made your skin feel good. That's really the goal of the pod in general.
Yeah, this podcast is our gift to mankind. The only thing we want in exchange is 5-star reviews. That's it.
It's really all we demand.
Please.
We don't demand much, but it's the only thing, really.
You can do
other
no
than
less.
Unwavering loyalty.
We're kind of jonesing for some 5 stars.
Yeah. We really want it. Thank you, if you would do so. And you know what? We're so jonesing for them, we might even read them on the pod. Give you a shout out.
Finally. Attention.
Yeah, and by might even, we mean we guarantee it for sure.
Yeah.
Even if we don't see the review.
That's a TV tuner's guarantee. But hey, listen, that's not all you can do. We're also available on Twitter if you want to contact us there or just see our funny TV-related tweets. It's over at TV Tuners on Twitter. Just tons of great TV content over there. And that's not the only place, of course. If there is something that doesn't fall into either of those guidelines, perhaps a quip, a comment, a question, otherwise, well, you can send that to us as well on our email address, and we'll read it aloud on the pod.
Well, what about foresights?
Oh, foresights are also welcome.
Not this week.
Oh, no?
No.
All right.
We don't abide those?
Foresights are temporarily unavailable, but do send those in starting the week after today.
The future has been made manifest in the present.
But yes, if you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, or otherwise, send them to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kyorain?
tvtunerspodcast at Gmail. Yeah, there we go.
That's right. And with all that out of the way, I guess let's get to our tweet of the week, huh?
Oh, all right. This tweet of the week comes from user @RisqueRebecca, who writes, Law and Order, SVU, dunk dunk. But she spells it as donk, donk. I've never seen anyone describe the song this way. Or the sound that makes, yes.
It's definitely not donk donk.
Yeah, it's more of a guh. Donk donk.
It's dun dun.
Yeah, it sounds like
it's dun dun.
It's like bells.
Dun, dun,
oh,
fucked up bells.
Isn't it supposed to be like the sound of like a prison cell closing because you're in jail because you got busted?
It's a gavel.
Is it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the sound of the gavel.
I thought it was just like abstract justice noises.
No, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the sound of the gavel. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure someone can correct us.
Is that what gavels sound like to you?
Anyway, it's certainly not donk donk dun 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 donk donk dun 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 dun.
No.
Yeah, so if you could help us out with this question, Risque Rebecca, you seem like an expert. Tell us why you said donk donk, and also explain what the sound effect is, because I'm pretty sure it's a prison cell closing, and these guys are just out of their minds.
Maybe Law and Order itself is dong dong, but SVU, they changed it just a little bit as dong dong.
Oh.
Because they're in real trouble on that show. So here's some crazy information from the internet. According to Google.com, the Law and Order cast and crew call it the Chung Chung.
What?
Yeah.
Chung Chung? That doesn't even sound like it.
Chung Chung.
Chung Chung.
According to multiple sources, the sound was originally made to sound like a jail cell door slamming shut. According to IMDb.com, it was created by combining close to a dozen sounds, including that of a group of monks stamping on a floor.
So they made a bunch of monks stand on a floor.
I don't stamp on the floor.
Stamp, yeah, that's what I meant.
You must do this for our TV show.
I don't know if it was just a stock recording they had access to and edited it together to make this epic sound.
See, I type in Law and Order sound, and everybody calls it the dun dun sound.
No, officially
No one
it's
calls
the chung chung.
Well,
Trademark
that's all
sign.
well and good, but they don't get to decide what the culture decides.
Now unless there's closed captioning.
Are you talking about Death of the Author here, Swanson?
Yes. Also, closed captioning does not say what a sound sounds like, Stairmaster.
I mean, sometimes the closed captioning describes what the music is.
Yeah, so why wouldn't it describe the dun dun?
I don't think it does. I don't think you put on closed captioning for Law and Order and it says dun dun.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be
No, I
very
I feel like
helpful.
someone would read that and be confused.
Pretty sure it says prison cell door closing in the, in the captions.
Hard Times theme.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Anyway, I'm gonna tune in on this.
Okay. I guess I'll tune in on it too, even though it raises more questions than it answers.
That's why I'm tuning in, the mystery.
Ah.
All right. Well, with all that, congratulations, Risky Rebecca. You've won the tweet of the week.
You're the champion.
Yeah. All right. So with all that out of the way, let me ask a very important question. What did you guys watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting?
Well, I've been watching this show called Invincible.
What's that?
So this guy's dad is like the Superman of his world. And he's been...
Okay, what else?
Oh, he just found out he inherited his superpowers and he's very hype. But he's
yeah,
What's next? Now he's growing up and he finds out that's going to suck. And also his dad
like
murdered the entire Justice League in cold blood.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's crazy. I can't believe we didn't watch that show last week on the pod.
Oh.
I know, that sounds wild. It sounds like something that Stairmaster would definitely be into.
What about you fellas? Would you be into that?
Yeah, in fact, I watched all of it.
Yeah, same.
Oh, dang, I'm behind. I haven't watched any of it yet, other than the 2 episodes we watched last week.
Yeah, because I forced you to watch
or
Gundam
1, I guess.
at gunpoint.
Yeah, my favorite character is Robot.
My favorite character is Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in this. Who is he playing? Someone fun?
He's playing the annoying guy.
All right, that tracks.
Okay, that's fun.
So yeah, so that sounds like a tune-in, Stair.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, yeah. I guess you both watched it, so you can say.
Also, I watched A Bronx Tale, directed by Robert De Niro.
Whoa, wait! It was directed by Robert De
Yeah.
Niro.
He only has a supporting role. It's based off this play about this kid who becomes friends with a mafia boss and learns a lot about life from him, and has to juggle between him and his straight-edge dad, who doesn't want him involved in organized crime. And also, he participates in a lynching and then dates the victim's sister.
Oh my god, this sounds twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this someone become the Joker in this?
No. A guy does get shot in the head, though. Very jokerly.
Is that what we're calling headshots now? Joker?
Ish.
Jokerly?
I guess.
It's a very
Like,
Joker-esque shot.
Are you talking about like when somebody gets shot in the head like really abruptly and shockingly? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
It was.
so it's not like Dylan McDermott didn't do a Joker-esque shot here in this show we watched.
This was on screen. And also, they do say the N-word a bunch.
Oh. What would you say that this one? Is this a tune-in?
I wouldn't pay for it, that's for sure.
Sounds like a tune out.
Tune out.
Yeah.
Swanson, I heard you've been watching something interesting.
I've been watching something that Stairmaster might have been really excited about to hear.
Oh?
I've been watching Mobile Suit Gundam.
Oh! With our
Yeah,
boy.
Our boy, Char.
How's that Amuro kid doing?
He's broken. This boy, certified broken boy podcast.
He's not having a good time.
No.
Yeah, he's exhausted.
He needs a break.
I think I'm 12 episodes in.
Are you watching the sub or the dub?
I'm watching the sub.
Okay, then you're gonna get to see Kukuro's Doan's Island. Then.
Yeah, that's the plan. I just finished the episode where they try to put a bunch of bombs on the Gundam.
Yes. Time be still.
Yeah.
And those guys
it's such a weird episode. I wasn't sure if I liked it, and then it ended, and I was kind of like, alright, it was fun.
Those guys are like the secret MVPs of the Zeon War effort.
Because they technically succeed, even though they don't really.
They got very close compared to other people.
Yeah, I guess they've come closer than Char ever did.
More cost effective, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they just had detonators on those bombs, but it was fine.
And those orphans learned an important lesson.
It's true, yeah. But no, the episode before that was like the first truly devastating episode of Gundam. Which is Amuro meets his mom, and his mom is like, "You're not my son. You've changed.
I don't like you because you fight in wars.
You were such a gentle lad before, now you've got a gun?"
Got a gun and like shot someone in front of her, and she was like,
"Ladies, don't you hate it when your son develops agency?"
Yeah. Don't you hate it when your son becomes a vessel for war?
Don't you hate it when your son fights for his life and has to struggle to live?
Don't you hate it when your son, who you haven't seen in over a decade, isn't doing the things you want him to?
They also keep implying that Amuro's dad might still be alive.
Yeah, they're implying it for a reason. Spoilers.
Okay. I mean, I would assume so. Anyway, rest in peace to Garma, and also his love interest who dies by, I guess, just falling over.
Yeah, they couldn't draw Amuro shooting her. That'd be too hardcore for the kids, I guess.
Well, also, it would be like real wild that he would shoot her. He didn't seem like he was planning on it at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, good show.
The greatest of all time.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
That's what we call the official TV Tuners GOAT.
It's true, yeah.
I watched End of Watch, directed by David Ayers. All I'll say is there is a scene where a cop gets stabbed in the eye with a huge-ass knife.
Ooh. Better than Suicide Squad?
Yes. It's not a very high bar.
Okay.
It is unrepentantly propaganda. And I feel like you have to be a specific kind of dumb guy to truly appreciate that film.
Alright. So that's a tune out?
Tune out if you don't like the police.
Okay. But if you do like the police,
yes,
tune
watch
in.
this. This is your movie.
Alright, well, let's get to the Rabble, huh, guys?
Yeah.
That's right. The Rabble is a segment here on the pod where, before we get to our review on the TV show that we watched this week, Law & Order Organized Crime, we're going to give you a little sneak preview by showing you what some of the other folks around the internet say about this show. By giving you IMDb user reviews and some Rotten Tomatoes critics reviews.
This is a little sizzle reel, if you will. Sort of like the opening to this episode of Law & Order.
That's right. We're giving you sort of the rundown of why we have all this grief and anger.
And speaking of grief and anger, IMDb user Dr. UX has some things to say. He writes, I'm embarrassed for everyone involved in this show. First, the plot line. You've seen it in every low-grade cop movie. Cop wants revenge for murdered family member, only this is even worse because the pedigree says it should be better than it was. All of a sudden, Stabler speaking Italian and supposed to be some sort of mob chaser? Give me a break. To be honest, we gave up after 20 minutes because it was just that bad. 1 out of 10.
I mean, I think Stabler's supposed to be an Italian, name,
yes.
Stabler's an Italian name, isn't it?
Yeah, what the hell does he mean by pedigree? That's like saying that Doritos or Pringles has a pedigree.
Yeah, they have a pedigree in being tasty.
Isn't like a dog breed basically just a brand?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, yes. For certain people.
And some dogs are influencers. Anyway, 24 out
It's
of
true.
34 found this helpful. Yeah,
Okay.
so a lot of people agreed.
All right, I think I'm going to go last. So Swanson.
I do want to say I do like the fact he's mad that they did a plot that's been done before.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do get mad about that.
Yeah, that's like half of our podcast.
Uh-oh.
To be fair, though, we get mad when they do it the same way, which, I mean, that's a valid complaint, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we don't just get mad at it being done. Because there's ways to do a plot that's been done before and make it, like, nice and interesting. You can have, like, good characters.
You can show us some boobs.
Yeah. Something that nothing
Not in
that
the
we
show.
watch usually does. So the tomato meter on this one is actually behind the audience score.
Oh.
The audience score gives this a big bucket of popcorn.
Like a complete full bucket of popcorn. One that
Well, I
you're
don't know if
just
it's a
ready to
full
smack
bucket of
over.
popcorn, Keo. It's 63%.
But what's the picture look
Oh,
like?
so
on
it's like
on
you've
the
just
page?
made it through the trailers and the main film's about to start.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big bucket. I mean, they only have one image for it, Keo, right? It's a big bucket of popcorn.
Okay, so like I said, it's a full bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, I guess. And then the 50% for the tomato meter, which is a big green splat.
Ooh.
By the way, not
Okay.
something that happens when you throw a tomato,
Wait, so
even if it's rotten.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's like completely coated in mold, like it's just completely just gone.
Hold on.
Then
Yeah.
it could be green splat.
So, are the tomatoes always splatted? Or is like 100% a perfectly intact, indestructible tomato?
It's like a ripe,
Glowing.
bright red, delicious
Hovering in
tomato.
the air.
You could eat that tomato like an
It's
apple and be satisfied.
It's hovering. It's an animated GIF, bobbing up and down.
Have you ever eaten a tomato as an apple? That sounds like
No.
a horrible idea.
Has anyone ever eaten a tomato by itself?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
powerful.
You never just cut a tomato and eaten some of it?
Oh, I mean the whole thing. Like not cutting it, just
Oh.
grabbing the tomato, taking a bite out of it.
Oh,
I've
no,
done that.
I'm not a madman.
Oh, okay.
The absolute,
Wild animal.
the state of this lad,
We have
Keo.
technology, Kyorain.
What, like a knife? Like slice it up first?
Yeah, that's what I mean by technology. A knife.
No, I just grab that bad boy. I just take a bite like it's an apple. Just like, tomato.
I take a tomato chip and eat it.
Tomato chip. Yeah, those probably exist, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would do it when like I just
When no one's
really
watching.
I just need sustenance right now. And the
Keo
tomato's there.
Keo just bites into a juicy tomato and just lets the juice just coat his face.
Like American Psycho.
Yeah. So, okay, I've got some reviews here. This first one comes from Mike Hale at New York Times. Maloney's patented smile stare is as effective as ever, and the action moved with a familiar Law & Order dispatch. Much of the premiere, however, felt generic, curiously plotted, and filled out with thin and unconvincing characters.
Interesting.
Also, I said curiously plotted, it's cursorily plotted.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's even worse.
Curiously,
Which I think is also more true to what I saw.
I mean, curiously would imply like they didn't know what they were doing.
They took some choices, yeah.
they knew. They just didn't care.
Yeah. Alright, so this has been I got a positive one here, and it's very interesting if you ask me. It's from Jack Ory of TV Fanatic.
Okay, what else?
Also, TV Fanatic, by the way, sounds like he should be listening to TV tuners.
One of us.
Yeah, he's a true fanatic, Swanson.
Yeah. Offered a far grittier series than viewers may be used to. It felt at times more like a crossover with The Sopranos than part of the Law & Order
Oh,
franchise.
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck you.
God.
Eat my entire ass.
You're kidding me, Swanson.
Fuck this
There
guy.
is nothing in this show that's even close. It doesn't even have.
I
like-
mean, there is a racist mob dad.
I guess that's the closest. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So Dylan McDermott is Tony Soprano.
No, he's AJ Soprano.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're woke now, Dad? Woke? What the fuck does that mean?
Woke? What the fuck are you talking about? Listen, I'm just saying, love is love.
I mean, it's that George Zimmerman. It's a shame what the cops did to him, but there's a war out there.
Listen, it's either us or them. What are you talking about, Dad?
I think you got George Floyd mixed up with George Zimmerman.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess there is a slight crossover with The Sopranos in that there's organized crime.
No.
Anyway, Keo, you had the best for last, you said?
Not the best for last. I just wanted to end on a positive note.
Okay. Yeah.
Not really. This is a 4 out of 10 by user Prime Perp.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
And the review is titled, "It has to get better."
Oh no. Oh fuck.
And the first line's going to tell you guys why I picked this one. Swanson's going to be like, oh yeah, there it is. It says, when the music soundtrack goes on forever,
yes,
and it's almost as loud as the lines, there's usually something wrong with the writing.
Oh, I would say there's something wrong with your television.
When the show is all about character relationships, then there is no law and order structure. If you're going to deviate from that structure, then don't call it Law and Order.
He's right.
I mean,
he's right.
In a sort of way, yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do a spinoff, you should have it be : Law and Order, and have the title up front.
Organized crime : Law and Order.
Yeah, I guess. Mafia Adventure, Law and Order.
So the new NCIS should be called Hawaii : NCIS.
No, because it's still an NCIS show, and they're still doing the NCIS format, where they solve a case each week.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, they did break the formula here, which, I mean, look, they're just trying to go off of the name, right?
Yes.
But I don't want to see the same show again.
Oh, I don't want to see this show again.
Also, how do you even do a show? How do you even do a show where weekly you're taking down mob bosses? It's like inherently. It's like more. It's like for asking. It's a bigger ask for your audience than all of the shows where they catch serial killers every week.
Yeah. How do you tune into this show and think that it's going to be
yeah,
taking down a boss every week?
Yeah, I guess there wouldn't be that many. Maybe they shouldn't have made this show.
Yeah, I don't.
Or maybe they shouldn't have put Law and Order the name, even if they had the characters.
I mean, if they did a good job, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, very true. The name is not the problem with the show.
Well, expectations are. I mean,
I guess, yeah. Listen, we have much to discuss about this show, and we will later in the pod. For now, though, it's time for us to get to the news.
Or maybe the new, because we only have one story this week, right?
That's right, only one story this week. It's been a pretty slow news week, but it is kind of an interesting story.
Ooh.
CBS is currently embroiled in a lawsuit based around whether or not a reboot or a remake is considered a spin-off.
Why does this matter?
What's the legal distinction there? Who cares?
Well, the people who care in particular are two groups called Hanser Holdings and Arleta Inc.
Oh my god. The dark underbelly of television.
The Zybotsus.
Truly the dark underbelly of television, because these are what are referred to as successors in interest to the Major Talent Agency, which were the original packaging agents of MacGyver. A packaging agent, of course, is someone who gives you third-party deals for MacGyver.
Oh, so they're
they're the ones who are syndication and stuff.
And so they have the right to the show?
Well, that's what they're alleging in a lawsuit against CBS that they've recently filed.
So a reboot is not a spin-off. Let's just get that out of the way here.
That's the argument, Kyorain.
But if the courts ruled it was, what would that entail for Max Talents?
I mean, it would entail that So, the reason that they're suing CBS is because they haven't received any money for the new MacGyver show that's been on for like 5 years at this point.
Really? There's been a MacGyver show on for 5 years?
Yeah, wait till I tell you about the Magnum PI with a female lead.
Oh,
That's been on for like 3 years at this point.
Oh, no.
My gender is under attack.
How's that been on TV that long? I feel like that was announced recently.
This is the magic of CBS, Kyorain, is that a show debuts on CBS and you're like, oh yeah, that looks bad. And then you ignore it, and then the next thing you know, 5 years have happened, and it's still on the air.
It's sort of like watching something fall into a black hole.
Yeah. Like we watched and talked about the show Claire Reese, and 2 years from now, we're probably going to be doing an episode where I mentioned that it's now on its like 4th season.
And they got the right to Hannibal.
Oh no!
Mads Mikkelsen made a guest appearance on Claire Reese.
Oh fuck television! That's gonna happen.
I would eat my entire shoe if that happened.
He eats a delicious burger and then leaves.
Swanson only has one shoe left after the last 28.
I'm gonna eat it Werner Herzog style, or I guess he makes someone else eat it.
Did he? I can't
anyway,
remember who ate the shoe.
Someone ate a shoe, and I know Werner Herzog was involved. So yeah, what they allege here is that they got the original MacGyver rights in 1984, and they have a deal for each series produced as part of that deal. So their claim here
not include spin-offs or something. Is that what it is?
That so they claim that as a spin-off of the original series, the new MacGyver is part of their franchise, and it therefore qualifies as the agreement.
But CBS is saying it's not related at all.
CBS is saying that this is a remake and therefore is not valid.
But it's called MacGyver. About a guy.
But it is a remake.
Yes.
It's not a spin-off.
About a guy named MacGyver who makes gadgets.
There's some like real Weasley people involved in this.
Yeah.
That's society.
Well, that's the thing, though. A spin-off is definitely different than a reboot, though, right? Or even, like, if it were a revival of MacGyver, that'd be one thing. But this is a reboot, a remake, even.
Again, it's MacGyver. It's fundamentally...
It is, but it's not the same MacGyver. I feel like the distinction is there.
But he still comes up with a crazy new gadget each week to get out of a predicament. Right?
Yeah, but it's not even the same cast.
That like was a stipulation that has to be the same cast?
Well, for it to be a spin-off or a revival, someone from the cast should probably be in it. But this is a whole new MacGyver universe. Where he's doing...
Why make it MacGyver in the first place? This is asinine.
Yeah, all the people
why would anyone want to watch MacGyver? That's the question that I ask myself daily. But...
Yeah, but now they're on
I don't even know who would
11.
want to watch the original MacGyver.
Patty and Selma.
That's true.
Yeah, two fictional characters want to watch it.
True.
They listen, they don't watch the new one.
Look, I just invented 3 trillion people.
Wow. You're talking...
You listen to the pod.
Keo is slowly becoming a Neil Breen character. I have invented 3 trillion people.
They all listen to my podcast.
Yeah, they all listen to the podcast and they all watch MacGyver and they're all extremely attractive and they're all women.
And I could kill them with just a thought.
I could canonically kill these 3 trillion people.
Anyway, there's a twist to all of this, which is that MacGyver has recently announced that it is ending at the end of this season.
Suspicious
so it
timing.
seems like at the end of the day, this lawsuit doesn't matter.
MacGyver fails to disarm the bomb.
Let's get out of the news and into a segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. Huh? It's time for Guess Who's Coming? Hit the theme, Kyorain. That's right. It's time once again for a monthly installment of Guess Who's Coming? A game show of sorts where I am your humble host who gives my friends, Stairmaster and Kyorain, the title of an upcoming TV show in the month of April, and they get to guess what the premise is based off of this title.
Wait,
The one closest gets a point. You'll be surprised how far off we go.
Aren't we halfway through April?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Someone wasn't here last week, Stairmaster.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. This is my.
Ever think about that?
That's why you got savagely beaten while you were on the ground.
Yeah, I did donk it. I did deserve that.
All right, well, here's our first show. It's from ABC, and it's titled Home Economics.
Okay, so this is about a high school home economics class where the teacher is too empathetic for their own good and gets into all sorts of wacky hijinks and creates the world's greatest burger.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I think this is about a lady who's a realtor, but she's down on her luck, so she engages in market manipulation in order to boost up the prices of her houses.
Ooh.
Okay. Home Economics takes a look at the heartwarming, yet super uncomfortable, and sometimes frustrating relationship between 3 adult siblings. One in the 1%, one middle class, and one barely holding on. Does mean he's dying? What's barely holding on mean? That's the whole thing there, so.
What? That's the whole thing?
That's the whole premise.
So is it home economics because do they live together?
What?
And they like have different economic states?
Yeah, it's because they have different economic states. Yeah, I think that's where they came up with the name.
Well,
where's the home part?
Well,
they all live in houses.
My premise had to do with houses, and it was about economics.
The show's not about houses at all.
It's about 3 houses, Fire Emblem style.
The show was described as heartwarming, and mine sounded more heartwarming than Stairmaster. Stairmaster sounds like a gritty, like dark crime story.
Mine could be a comedy, like The Producers.
Well, here's the thing that I think clinches it for Stairmaster Kyorain, which is that the lady he described is definitely in the 1%.
Yes. Well, you didn't.
So I'm gonna have to.
I thought Stair described this person as being like down in their luck and desperate.
They're only holding on, like that third person.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess technically still a win.
Wow, unbelievable.
I'm feeling it
Point
tonight.
for Stairmaster there.
The stars have aligned.
All right, well, let's see if that's true with our next series here from the CW. It is titled Kung Fu.
All right.
Swanson.
So it's about this guy who kind of sort of looks like David Carradine, and he goes around the countryside and he solves problems by punching them.
Okay. Interesting.
A new problem each week.
Okay. Who is that?
Don't worry about it.
I think I need to know.
Don't worry about it.
David Carradine? He's a guy who hung himself, who died by autoerotic asphyxiation, Kieran.
Also, he was in a show called... No, it was David Carradine.
It doesn't help me. Is he Asian?
He might have been in he was in a show called Kung Fu.
Oh, okay. Is he Asian?
No, he got the role over Bruce Lee, famously.
Yeah.
Oh, that's jaked up.
He's also in Kill Bill.
Okay, so Kung Fu is a story of good versus evil in there's an Asian protagonist in this program because this is 2021. That's what we do now.
Ooh.
Okay, true.
We don't bring the white guy into.
He's grandfather.
Well, unless it's Iron Fist.
Unless it's Iron Fist, then yeah, you bring the white guy in. He's like the worst. Anyways, yeah. So there's an Asian protagonist. He's like it's good versus evil. It's like one of those old movies, but it's being made now. And he's like fighting the guys, and there's a bunch of guys. He's like jumping, kicking, doing all the moves. It's like crazy stuff. It's like got all the action, kicking, punching. Karate Kevin's there. He's the white guy. They fight.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like the bad guy is Karate Kevin?
No, he's like the rival.
Oh, okay.
Like they're at odds for
like
a while,
Knuckles.
but then they realize that they're on the same side at the end of the day. But first they're antagonistic towards each other.
Yeah, and Dr. Robotnik is like a guy who teaches Taekwondo at the strip mall.
All right. A quarter-life crisis causes a young Chinese-American woman, Mickey Shen, to drop out of college and go on a life-changing journey to an isolated monastery in China. But when she returns to San Francisco, she finds her hometown is overrun with crime and corruption, and her own parents, Jin and Mei Li, are at the mercy of a powerful triad. Nikki will rely on her tech-savvy sister, of course, Althea, and Althea's fiancé Dennis, pre-med brother Ryan, they're just listing names, assistant district attorney and ex-boyfriend Evan, and new love interest Henry, as well as her martial arts skill and Shaolin values to protect her community.
Why can't...
Did you say Kevin?
Evan.
Oh.
Evan. Dang. I was so close.
Why do all these fucking reboots have to turn episodic TV shows into serial dramas?
Because it's what the people want.
I just want to see people get beat up each week.
Well, yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Does somebody own like a trademark for just calling a TV show Kung Fu?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it is just it's just a show that was on for like probably way too long.
Okay, I didn't even know there was a show called Kung Fu.
Well, yeah, it was in the 70s.
Yeah, it's like never rerun for a very good reason. Probably it's probably super racist.
All right, do I win, Swanson?
Well, hold on, I still have one part of the blurb that I was saving.
That'll change everything.
All while searching for the ruthless assassin who killed her Shaolin mentor, Pei Ling, and is now targeting her.
Wow, that didn't change anything.
No, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
That changed nothing. Actually, they made it stronger for me.
Wow, fuck you, Swanson. You've always had it out for me.
All right,
this is a new low.
Kio's got the point, so...
Stairmaster's like really having like a bipolar moment here. Top
10 bipolar moments.
Stairmaster.
All right.
Mood disorder compilation.
This next one comes from TBS, and it's called Chad.
Is TBS the Very Funny Network?
I think that's still their slogan, but it might just be Watch American Dad. That's all we play.
What happened to My Name is Earl? They used to play that a lot.
I don't think they even play those. I don't think they even play old sitcoms anymore. I think they just play exclusively American Dad, and then sometimes like Conan? A game show. Oh yeah, Conan's on there too.
And they got Chad now. So Chad is so definitely this takes place in a high school.
Yes.
Where they got the main character's Chad.
A high school in Karuka Town. Karakua Town.
Yeah, I'm sure, Stairmaster. I'm sure this is going to be a Bleach reference. It's the main character's Chad. The love interest is Stacy. It's like really like lowbrow, taking a meme and just making a show out of it. There's a protagonist. He's the guy, but it's his origin story of how he became the ultimate Chad and how the name Chad became a legend. And like episode 10, he finally puts on the ouch shirt.
All right.
Okay, mine is the exact same as Keo, except instead of Stacy, he has a boyfriend named Virgin. And he plays tabletop RPGs with them.
All right.
I guess I didn't even mention Virgin. I don't know what his role would be.
Chad follows a 14-year-old pubescent Persian boy as he navigates his first year of high school on a mission to become popular. Chad's friendships and sanity are pushed to the limits as he uses every tactic at his disposal to befriend the cool kids, while enduring his mother's new dating life, and reconciling with his cultural identity.
Alright, so there is a virgin in this.
Yes, also, I should note that Chad is portrayed by former SNL alumni and notable woman, Nazim Padrad.
Wait, so Chad is Stacy?
No,
in this
Chad
program?
is Chad.
Chad is a man, but he is being portrayed by a woman, and I guess it's supposed to be sort of weird and androgynous.
Huh.
Or he's just supposed to be a guy, I don't know. I haven't really...
Is it because it's a child and they're portraying it with...
I guess so.
I don't get it.
Also,
that's fine.
Also, she's probably just funny, and they were like, we can make a show with her in it.
Okay.
But yeah, there is a virgin, clearly.
Wait, who's the virgin? Chad?
Yeah, the titular Chad.
Well, obviously, I would hope.
Okay, but I was talking about a love interest who was popular, Stacy. So he's trying to get with the popular kids. That didn't imitate any genders, I don't think. Did it?
Well, I feel like the gender
no.
fuckery makes it more likely that Chad is going to get with the virgin and ignore hetero norms.
Yeah, but the virgin's unpopular. He walks around with his head down, with his headphones in. He's not popular.
Chad is attempting to become a popular kid.
A real Chad would not attempt to become a popular kid. A real Chad would not care what people think about him or her, and they would be followed around regardless.
All right, I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this conversation. Kyoran gets the point.
Fuck!
Thank you.
So Kyo, you're in the lead right now. As we head over to the wonderful world of streaming.
Wait, how am I in the lead? What happened? Oh yeah, I got the Kung Fu one right.
Yeah, that's usually how it works with people getting in the lead. We're head over to Disney Plus for their show, Big Shot.
Big Shot. Okay, there's a business guy. He's like really talk of the town here. He's got like a suit and everything. He's walking around, strutting his stuff. But one day, a disaster falls and he loses his groove. The new guy's in town and he's taking over the business. That's it. That's my plot.
I think it's about a guy who's trying to get good at basketball and he's taking big shots from across the court.
Ooh.
Oh, Big Shots.
Wait, what network was this?
This is Disney Plus.
Oh, I have no idea how to read Disney Plus, so that's why I guessed that.
Especially original property by them. That's like not their thing at all.
Possible.
All right, well, let's see. After getting ousted from the NCAA, a men's basketball coach is given a chance for redemption with a coaching position at an elite private high school.
Are you fucking...
You did it, still.
He soon learns that the teenage players require empathy and vulnerability. Foreign concepts for the stoic coach.
Oh my God.
Get ready for this name. For the stoic coach, Marvin Korn.
Oh my God.
By learning how to connect with his players, Marvin starts to grow into the person he's always hoped to be.
I'm delighted that I got that with zero effort.
So there you go, Stare. We're at a tied game. By the way, Marvin Korn is played by John Stamos.
What? I guess I know that. I don't really know him from anything.
John Stamos? He's Uncle Jesse from Full House.
Yeah, but I don't watch TV like you do. You know
What do you mean watch TV? It's like fucking on your TV when you were a kid. Tell me you never watched Nick at Night?
Yeah, but I mostly watched The Cosby Show and Fresh Prince. Not any of that white boy
when
nonsense.
Full House came on, it was a tune out.
Yes.
You guys are making me sick. You
Well,
want
I watched-
negative
I
1
watched Full
point to
House.
both of you.
Uh-oh!
Well, I actually did. I did watch Full House. I was talking about Stairmaster, but I don't remember any of the actors' names.
Yeah. I remember
No.
Bob Odenkirk or whatever. Bob Iger.
Bob Saget?
Yeah, Bob Saget.
The idea of Bob Odenkirk in Full House is great to me, though.
That would be
Cut it out! God damn it!
That would be a funny Mr. Show sketch where sitcom nonsense is happening and Bob Odenkirk just has a meltdown.
Yeah. Alright, so it is a tied game. And so we have a determining round here. For this
Okay.
for that we go to Netflix.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is going to be difficult.
For their show, Shadow and Bone.
What?
Alright. Alright. So this is about an anthropologist who's... No, an
Ooh. Careful.
All right. Stair, do you want me to just go with mine so you can think about yours?
Yes.
You want me to be gracious here?
Yes.
All right. So this sounds like some kind of like really bad superhero program where there's a duo here, Shadow and Bone, and then like they got powers and they go on an adventure.
Is there a little guy?
Maybe.
Yeah, like maybe Bone's a dog.
Oh.
He's a little dog.
Oh, he's a little guy.
I don't know. Either way, though, it's like they're fighting, going on adventures. It's like a superhero type thing, but it's like it's not Marvel Netflix. It's something else Netflix.
It better not be Marvel. All right.
I mean, it's trying to be its own thing. It's like a new thing Netflix is trying out with their superhero products.
All right, I'm gonna go with it's an adaptation of a fantasy novel only 4 people read.
Ooh.
Okay, what's the
Shadow
adaptation?
The Shadow and Bone refers to like some sort of cycle or great happening that is coming to the land.
Okay. Based on the worldwide best-selling novels, Shadow and Bone finds us in a war-torn world where the lowly soldier and orphan Alina Starkov has just unleashed an extraordinary power that could be the key to setting her country free.
Okay, that's fantasy, and it's based off a novel.
With the monstrous threat of the Shadow Fold looming, Alina is torn from everything she knows to train as part of an elite army of magical soldiers known as the Grisha.
Yes.
But as she struggles to hone her power, she finds that allies and enemies can be one and the same, and that nothing is in this lavish world is what it seems.
Yes.
Wait, what is Stairmaster
I
say
said
story
it was a
about?
fantasy novel. And Swanson's up in with witches in this bitch. Yes.
Wow.
Stairmaster.
You didn't even say a story. You just said it was a genre.
Well, I said there was
he did say there were going to be dark forces at play.
I said
okay.
that they referred to like a great happening, and then Swanson brought up the Shadowfall was coming.
Okay, I guess Stairmaster wins.
Stairmaster, congratulations, you have won.
How long has it been since I last won?
I'll tell you this much: it certainly hasn't been this year that you've won it all.
Probably wasn't
I
last
honestly
year
can't
either.
remember the last time. I honestly can't remember the last time you won.
Oh my god, this is an honor.
It's nice to see the underdog get one every now and again, you know?
Yeah, the game would get a little stale if Stairmaster always won.
Yeah.
I mean, Stairmaster always lost, rather.
Yeah. Yeah, so Stairmaster, there you go. You had your big... anything you want to tell the fans?
I couldn't. You did not help me at all. And I want you to remember that.
Well, bask in your victory, Stairmaster, and I do have a prize for you. Here you go. It's your dead wife.
Ah!
There you go, buddy. Enjoy that.
Who did this?
She's alive, Stair.
What?
Swanson resurrected her. That's why it's a prize.
It's an Easter miracle.
That's right.
Stay away from
All
the
right.
mic, honey. Nobody wants to hear you. Just go wait outside. Thanks.
Oh, now I'm starting to remember why she died. All right. Well, enough of all of these shenanigans. It's time for us to get to our main event. We watched a show, and now we're going to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Law & Order Organized Crime sees the return of SVU favorite Elliot Stabler. After a heinous attack on his family, he joins the NYPD Organized Crime Task Force that's aimed at taking down some of the most powerful crime syndicates in the world. Did Law & Order Organized Crime make you guys, come on? Or did it leave you in the river with cement shoes?
The New York River. I guess there is a river.
Yes,
I don't
there's
know
a river.
Famously.
It's kind of famous. Anyway, what'd you guys think of this bad boy?
You want to get this out of the way at the beginning here before we do the recap?
No. I mean, do you guys want me to give you the opening narration?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. In the nation's largest city, the vicious and violent members of the underworld are hunted by the detectives of the Organized Crime Control Bureau. These are their stories.
Okay, but
Chung chung.
aren't there supposed to be two sides?
Two sides?
Yeah, the people who investigate the crimes and then the people who prosecute them.
No.
Well, in Law and Order, yes. I guess in this one, not so much.
So shouldn't it just be called law or order?
No, Stairmaster. You see, in our in 2021, the idea should be that it's both law. They're both law and.
Oh, I guess you're right. The other parts of our government aren't really necessary anymore compared to the police.
Yeah. This is shockingly the 7th Law and Order spin-off or series. The 6th spin-off. A spin-off of Special Victims Unit. It is the first of the series to have like a single arc storyline. So that's something, I guess.
Yeah, they did something slightly different, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. And also, before we waste any more time, our boy's in this.
Eddie Stabler. Eddie Stapler
Well,
from
not-
Office Space.
Not the stapler. I'm talking about our boy. Fans of the pod will know that we have a certain actor that we've got an affinity for.
Dark Fascination.
Yes, due to his string of being in 2 of the worst programs we've ever witnessed, Hostages and Stalker, back to back.
Yeah, like some certified hilarious stinkers there.
Yeah, I think the last time we saw him in something was Hollywood, right?
Wasn't he included?
Where-
Probably Hollywood.
Yeah, where he was pimping out that bunch of kids.
Men. He was not trafficking children. I'm pretty sure.
But they were pretty much children. They were like 18 and 19. He's like, hey, you go in there, you suck.
Yeah, he was a creepy individual in that program.
Big yikes.
Yeah, his name was like Ernie.
He was telling them to mostly have heterosexual sex, but once in a while suck.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could suck a woman if you're a man.
I mean, that's not the main event there.
It's interesting, I think, a little bit.
It's not the main event. Yeah, that's true. All right, well, Dylan McDermott's here is what I mean.
And he's not having gay sex or telling people to have gay sex yet.
No. Instead, he's just like a sleazy businessman.
It's like a sexless product here today, we witnessed.
It's true.
Maybe,
well, I mean, Elliot Stabler can't be having sex. His wife's dead.
maybe later Dylan McDermott can drop Elliot Stabler in a pit, and the only way Elliot Stabler can get out is via gay sex.
That would be very strange.
Stabler, you're going to have to suck your way out.
Would you like to play a game? I've hidden that lock inside this man's ass, and it's shaped like a dick.
It would be a strange turn.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm kind of scared right now.
We've set up 10 glory holes. The only way to climb out is... Never mind.
It's to figure out...
We knew where that was going,
To figure out which one is your wife's killer.
One contains the key. So yes, we get opening grief. This is such a strange way to open the show.
I had no idea what was going on.
They give us like a rundown of what Stabler's mental condition is currently like, where they're just like his wife has been killed, and then it's like I don't even know how to describe this opening.
No, I thought that was good. I thought for a second it's just like a promo for the rest of the series, and then I was like, wait, no, that wouldn't make any sense. But
it was almost like a recap, but there's no show before it.
Yeah, like there was an episode of Law and Order SVU that this is following off of, but I don't think his wife died in that.
What? Then what was the point?
Or maybe she did. I don't know. Let me see. I don't think I'm sure it was mentioned that she died, but I don't know if she actually was just like.
But either way,
so
it's a huge problem that she doesn't die in this episode.
Well, yeah, it was very strange that they. So the episode is called "Return of the Prodigal Son."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's right, and I guess Stabler is in town because his former partner, who is the lady who keeps showing up in this, Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, I thought you meant wife.
No,
who is also
I meant partner in crime solving. Olivia Benson was getting some sort of award, and he was there to be at the place to be like, hey, good on you. So fun fact, apparently Stabler was left the police force after he shot a teenage girl.
That's pretty yikesy.
That's unrealistic.
According to this, it's Stabler is forced to shoot a young woman who opened fire in the special victims squad room on men who raped and murdered her mother. The young woman dies in his arms.
Oh, I thought he would get like a pay raise for that.
After the shootout, Stabler is placed on administrative leave by the NYPD's Internal Affairs Bureau. Something that wouldn't happen in real life. Although he's eventually cleared, this shooting is the 6th such incident in his career. Something they call back on in this.
Hey, we're good shootings.
Yeah, so we'll get to that scene, trust me, because I have some thoughts.
It's a total smear job what they're doing to Eddie Stabler.
Also, wow, I didn't realize this, but so he appears in this season 22 episode. He has been absent from the series for 10 years. I don't know, like, how?
So that's why all those IMDb reviewers are so excited to see him back?
I guess, because it's been a literal decade. Man, wow. I feel like a show just runs so long at a certain point that you just don't even realize it exists anymore.
I think that sometimes dead is better.
Well, yes. I think 22 is like...
I wish I had died at 22.
Oh, okay. Very dark, Stairmaster. I think there should be a law that after, like, the maximum seasons you can get is, like, 12.
And what happens if you violate this law?
And then the government comes in and shuts you down. Like, if they catch you trying to make a 13, they're like,
So they lock you up or just turn the show off?
They just turn the show off.
They send a elite squad.
I don't believe in continuing the criminal system, Kyoran. I think that they're just going to shut the TV off. They're just going to shut you down.
You want to infringe on people's freedom of speech, Swanson. You're a tyrant.
Yeah, that's right. Call me what you will, but it's true. It's true. It's what should happen. We don't need...
I think it's a good thing, but I think that we should go further. I think we should lock them up. Just put them behind bars.
Yeah, I guess maybe the first person we can lock them up, teach everyone else a lesson.
Yeah, I don't know, 20 years, do you think?
Well, also because the first person is going to be the guy running The Simpsons.
Yeah, just put him in jail, 20-year sentence, no trials, just...
Yeah.
No, his punishment is he has to make license plates that say Bort.
Oh, yeah. And just because we know that the second person is going to be Seth MacFarlane because he always just follows right along.
Yes.
Yeah, he would just go to the jail. He would go to the jail by himself, probably.
Well, yeah, because he sees the Simpsons guy doing it. Hey.
Oh, hey, whoa. Anyway, so yes, according to Wikipedia, Stabler returns in this episode called "Return of the Prodigal Son." He's got a job as NYPD's liaison in Rome, a thing that I guess they have.
Yes, it's kind of weird. The NYPD just has this like international counterterrorism unit.
Going after terrorists and organized crime. He's back in New York to attend a conference and is targeted by Russian mobsters who plant a bomb in his car. So I guess that explains why he's going up to these random Russians in this episode and being like, "You're all dead! You hear me? You're dead!"
That's true.
Anyway, it ends up killing his wife. So it does happen in that episode.
But if you miss that, you'd be completely fucked. Because this recap makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just like a weird collage of what happened in that episode, apparently. It's also 30 seconds long?
Yes.
Yeah, so they have to condense this man's tragic life back, the tragic events of the last 24 hours of this man's life into 30 seconds.
Yeah, they did not have much faith in this product. Just
yeah,
put it out by itself.
So yeah, we open up, we get a jazzy remix
it's theatrical. It's epic.
Yeah.
But the opening hook goes on for too long. I want to get to the dun 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 part. So,
yeah, you gotta you give the people what they want.
Yeah.
They go to a Law and Order show, they expect dun dun dun. Gotta give it to them.
it went on so long, I thought it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. The stinger scene, by the way, or the opening sort of scene here, is him going up to these Russian guys and being like, "You done?"
Yeah. Talking in John Wiccanese.
Yeah. Also, listen, if you're gonna do some sort of like theme mashing here, it should have been the mashup of Law and Order and The Sopranos.
No.
What, you wouldn't want to listen to that?
Listen, guys, you know what I'm going to say about this show. It needed CGI James Gandolfini.
I could say it needs CGI Paulie Walnuts.
Paulie Walnuts you should have just gotten Paulie Walnuts' actor to play Dylan McDermott's dad.
I was going to say, is he dead?
No, he's alive.
You know he almost was made in the Mafia?
Paulie Walnuts, the actor?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
When he talks about almost dying
crazy.
in the Colombo Wars, that's like from experience.
But come on, you're telling me you can't imagine Paulie Walnuts' actor going up to Dylan McDermott and being like, "Yeah, whatever, you big meatball."
Oh yeah, I could see it.
You're a fucking meatball.
According to Wikipedia, Tony Sirico was convicted of several crimes and had been arrested 28 times, including for disorderly conduct, assault, and robbery.
Dang.
So that's why his casting was so perfect.
Because he was that person. All right,
okay,
well.
Yeah.
He was an owner of a
understand.
discoteque in Manhattan at one point.
Oh my god. So yeah, they we get our introduction on with Stabler here. He's having an interaction with his Mariska Hargitay's here, his former partner, and she's like, "Listen, how you holding up?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing okay. Our relationship is weird because the last time you saw me, I shot someone in cold blood.
And my wife is dead.
Also, my wife's dead now. Here, I wrote you a letter."
And they look at the camera and they're like, "We are explaining all the dynamics between us to you."
And he's like, "Listen, things are weird between us, so here's a letter. Okay, bye." And he's back in action. He's like hanging out with the tech. I don't know, like the sergeant or whatever this guy's deal is.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, he doesn't have any patience for loose cannons. Who would have thought?
Oh, yeah, who would have thought? And he's like, "Listen, I don't got time for your shit, Stabler. Give me a gun, give me a badge. You off the force." No, instead he's just like, you do you, I guess. Because I really have no oversight over you, apparently.
You are my son, and I love you.
Maybe chill a little bit.
He goes to a hacker lady to get info. A hacker lady who he says the name of later, and it sounds like he's doing improv.
What's that name?
He says when the task force gets like started with the detective lady, the black detective lady, he's like, "Hey, you need a hacker, and I got someone, and she's like real good, and her name is Jet Sloot Makers."
She was born in Universal Century 68.
Yeah, like it does sound like a Gundam character. But also the way that he acts with it, he's like it's like he's coming up with the name in, like they had a like insert name here thing and they never filled it in. They were like, "Listen, Christopher, just go with it. Just go with think of something for us." And even like the other actor there seems confused. Like she's like, "Say that name.
Well,
spell that last name for me." And he's like, SLOOT, M.
Well, if that's true, then they were right to do so, because I can't remember her name either. And I doubt anyone watching this will.
I mean, it was the only reason I remembered her name, other than to look at the Wikipedia. Yeah, so there's only one person whose name I remember in this, and that's Dylan McDermott. Or in terms of how he looks in this, more like Dylan McDaddy.
Yeah. And, you know, he's like a moth attracted to the flame of a bad show.
Yeah, he just loves... Whenever there's a bad show, he's like, how bad is it? Because I only go for... If it's got above a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm not in. I feel like he only accepts bad scripts.
Yeah, like when you're making a bad show, like he you can just inherently sense him approaching.
Yeah, he appears and he's like, I'm going to be on this bad show.
If I can't get the lead, I want to be the bad guy.
They're like, all right. Yeah, well, I bet you he like showed up and he was like, I'm Stabler. They're like, no, we already have someone to play him. It's the same guys. It's always been. He's like, all right, then I'm the bad guy. And they're like, oh, all right, yeah, sure. We didn't cast that guy yet. And he's like, all right, good. Then he left. He walked out of the window.
He just clipped out of World.
He said that this character was overweight. I don't think so. He's going to be slim. Good looking like me.
You can refer to this guy being out of weight so that people get the idea that I could have been out of weight at some point, but I'm not. I'm fit and I'm good looking.
I'm what we call a hunk.
So yeah, they this hacker lady gives him a warehouse, right? That's where he goes next.
Which is very suspicious
he goes to this warehouse
because it's associated with black people.
Yeah. They have a scene here where you get to know that, listen, Stabler's not a bad guy because he just tells these black people to leave instead of yelling at them and arresting them.
Instead of choking the life out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of slaughtering all of them in cold blood, he just says, hey, go on out of here. Why are you partying? Get out. Go on.
So he goes to this place. By the way, the person who we're led to believe is the big bad for a while literally has the last name Sinatra. They couldn't they couldn't come up with anything better. They had to go, oh, what's Italian? Oh, Sinatra. His name is Manfredi Sinatra, which again, another Gundam name from the sound of it.
Maybe they.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
it leads to a lot of fun dialogue where people are like, "Oh yeah, what Stabler? You want to meet Sinatra?"
Maybe they're just hoping that if they go far enough, it'll roll back over to being normal.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it doesn't work, but that's a good hope.
And I do like that the show goes out of the way to establish its mob boss as racist. Like, the fact he's involved in organized crime was not enough for us to not like him.
Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, well, just so you know, he's also a racist.
He's racist in, like, the most, neutered way, though. He just, like, I don't like the blacks. They got flat noses.
He's not a fun racist like Tony Soprano.
No, he's just like he's just like your average, like, boring New York racist. Like, give me some color here. Give me a guy being like, "Hey, get off my lawn."
I think the Central Park 5 should become the Central Park 0 alive.
Yes, something like that. Anyway, so Stabler goes into this warehouse with his squad. He finds this safe that contains his ID.
And a playing card with the Joker on it.
I wish. Dylan McDermott is the Joker.
I would watch that.
I don't know what it would entail.
I don't know either. I think it would be amazing.
I said it, and I think it's terrifying now that I've said it.
Batman, you're going to kill the president.
What? I would never. You will. And he just stares at him for a while.
Intensely. Then they kiss.
If you don't kill the president, something will happen. Robin will die. But he never kills Robin, even though multiple times the president has not been killed.
Yeah, it's like he'll throw a boomerang and it's gonna whiz past Robin's head and miss.
Next time, it won't.
What we're describing, for anyone who might not know, is essentially every episode of short-lived television series, Hostages. In which Dylan McDermott... Yeah, go ahead.
He took hostages in order to get the mom, who's a doctor, to do a bot surgery on the president and kill him. And he took her family hostage for, like, a really long time.
And like half of the early episodes are just like the family tries to escape, and then Dylan McDermott's people catch them, and he shows up and he punches one of them or something, and he's like, next time they'll be dead. But then next time they do it again, they're still not dead.
They also imply they kill the dog, but the dog's fine.
Yeah.
And also they imply black people can teleport into prison.
Well, we implied that when watching it. I think it's just a thing they forgot about.
You made a very convincing case.
They don't explain how the black guy managed to get in and out of prison between episodes. Like, he's just in prison being like a prison yard guy doing some stuff, and then like he's out.
Yeah, like 2 episodes later, he's just out in a cabin somewhere. And they're like, well, I guess he could just do that.
And then he's just being like, he has a conversation with Dylan McDermott where he's just pointlessly antagonistic and dies.
Yeah. What a good show.
Yeah, we should watch that show again.
Yeah. Listen, that's what our Buy Me a Coffee's for, and we'll talk about that later.
Of our lives, I think, watching that program.
That's all.
It was like a descent into madness every week. Stabler has this scene here where he's talking with this woman who we find out later in the show used to be married to Dylan McDermott's character.
Their dog's name in Hostages was Barkley.
How do you remember that?
Because Swanson was very offended by that dog's name, and he posited the name of a cat called Meow Lissa.
Well, yeah, that is what the equivalent would be. Anyway, so this professor lady is like giving Stabler the runaround. And then it randomly turns into a scene where she's like, my husband died. And he's like, how do you get over that? So it's just like a weird reminder that, yes, his wife is dead, if you weren't aware. And then just to hammer it home real quick for you, they have him sitting in his car looking at poorly photoshopped photos of his wife, of him and his wife in Italy. Like they're not they didn't even do a good job on these. Like
imagine he's like, man, I wish we could have had that trip to Italy. These pics will have to do.
Drag and drop in MS Paint. He just got screen caps from The Godfather. He's putting their heads on top of it.
It's a shame we had to go to Little Italy instead.
And I wish we could have had sex at least once before she died.
There's also a scene later in the show that I'll just get out of the way now, where they're at his wife's funeral. Might have just happened, I don't remember. And his son is like crying and stuff, and he consoles him, and then he's like, "All right, everybody, I got work to do," and his family never shows up again.
Yeah, good writing, folks.
I hope they don't come back, to be honest. They all look like boars.
They're going to be hostages at some point, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you know where this is going. Dylan McDermott's going to take up the mantle as hostage taker again.
He's done it. Well, he's done it before. He'll do it again. This is around the time where we do get introduced to our friend Dylan McDermott. His name is Richard Wheatley, and he's like an owner of an online pharmaceutical company who's also a crime boss.
What a great guy.
Yeah, seems like a cool dude. He's introduced asking his son what wine he should choose. I feel like that's something you should know, man.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a big hot shot.
Yeah, what are you doing? Anyway, so Stabler has a scene with he finally meets Sinatra, who is like, I guess he is a character who would be in a single episode of The Sopranos before Tony gets fed up and kills him.
This is like, and then they meet at the pier, like that appears in every crime movie or TV show where these sort of meetings happen.
And he's like, "Yeah, I think your men tried to kill me, Sinatra." And he's like, "We don't kill and miss, buddy." And
I didn't do it at all. Not my fault.
Like, hey, listen, didn't do it. It wasn't me. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't me. Listen, you could try and Try and say it's me right now. It wasn't.
If you say it's me again, I'm going to get mad, and I might, frown at you. I'm not very threatening at all. Anyways, I have to go.
And he's
I'm
like, all right, bye.
$200 in debt. That cost me all my life savings. That's what the Mafia's like in 2021.
Yeah, probably.
Also, we didn't really mention that this show is a COVID program where they're, talking about masks and COVID.
They mention a caper.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a caper that's would have been cool to actually see, where they take down a crime family. He took down a crime family apparently who were selling fake respirators and equipment for COVID.
Yeah,
no, we don't
but in
get
real
to see
life,
that. We have to see drama.
in real life, those guys would just get a contract with the Trump administration,
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, not anymore, but yeah.
the Biden administration.
Yes. Instead, we have to focus on his Stabler and his mental state. There's a bit here, yeah.
Ill-defined mental state.
Yeah, there was apparently fans of SVU used to call him Unstabler because of his erratic mental health.
Interesting.
So it seems like that's going to be a continuing trend. Also, when we get introduced to Dylan McDermott, one of his kids comes in and says a line that I think is hilarious. He says, "Dad, Pop is here," and it's said with such fear. And Dylan McDermott goes and he's talking to his dad, who is Manfredi Sinatra, oh boy, and his dad's being casually racist to his wife and his kids, and calls him a meatball.
Unforgivable.
Yeah. And then he's like, all right, well, hey, listen, you're a legitimate businessman, and I'm just a lowly mobster. All right, bye.
Pretty much.
And Dylan McDermott does have a line here that I thought was a legitimately good burn, where he was like, I don't want to, he's like, I don't interact with people who have no presence. And then he turns and looks out the window as the dad is just staring at him. I feel like Dylan McDermott's having fun with this one, especially in the Ferris wheel scene.
And also, I guess the writers knew this guy was a nothing character with that one.
Yeah, I mean, apparently. Is there any characters in this? Even the hacker lady is nothing. The hackers are usually the ones that you give the most quirky traits to.
Yeah, she's not even a goth GF. She's just hey, yeah, it's a computer. I can hack that. There I go. I did it.
All right, bye. See me in a future episode, I guess.
Characters do that a lot in this show. They do something and they're just okay, I have to go.
So there is a thing here. Yes, Kiari mentioned this takes place in a COVID world because people are wearing masks all the time. Not Stabler ever, apparently.
Also, people are not socially distancing.
No. Well, they do have a scene where there's a class going on and Stabler's in the class listening to the lecture, something that couldn't happen in a COVID protocol setting. I don't think you could just walk in.
On Biden's
but also
administration.
everyone is sitting there wearing masks except for him. So he just looks like a huge asshole.
Looks like.
Well, he is a huge asshole. We'll get to that. But in that scene, it was a perfect encapsulation of his character. He's sitting there maskless, and everyone else all around him is wearing masks.
Which is realistic for police officers in America.
Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, the guy who's quote unquote in charge of him is like, yeah, well, they made the task force, and he's like, oh, cool. Well, listen, I want this guy, and he's like, you're not in charge of the task force, Stabler. A black woman's in charge. And you can hear
Record scratch.
Yeah, it's like, and she's like, that's right, it's me, the lady from the opening who was mad at you for for threatening these drug dealers. So yeah, she, her name, according to Wikipedia, because they certainly didn't say it enough for me to remember it, and she's not really a character, is Ayanna Bell.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And she's the supervisor of this task force. She has this frankly baffling scene with Stabler where he's like, so am I on your force or what? And she's like, yeah, I don't think I want you on my force. He's like, why? She's like, well, when I looked at your thing, your psyche eval was inconclusive, and also you have you've shot people 6 times. And he's like, they were good shootings.
The therapists have categorized you as on the edge.
Anyways, you're on the team.
Anyways, I've changed my mind. You're on the team because dead wife. He's like, all right, well, I won't let you down. Also, in the conversation, he says that she's profiling him.
That is also something a cop would say.
Yeah, like, are they trying to make our lead character a huge, like, irredeemable?
Maybe.
I was like, are they going this route where he's just, like, kind of an ass? Anyway, so...
That seems too intelligent for them.
That's what because, like, they definitely don't seem to have any thought on that at all. So he goes and has another conversation with the professor, and there's a drive-by shooting on a motorbike.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, add a little spice.
Drive-by shooting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because no one gets hurt, and Stapler goes to shoot, but he can't.
Let us see someone get lit up. Have some squibs in your program.
What it should have been is someone who comes by, a drive-by bike shooting happens, and then Stabler like jumps out after they're driving away, and another guy comes up with like a lead pipe, and he has to like fight that dude.
What? Why wouldn't that guy also have a gun?
No, they only had one gun and a pipe, and he got the pipe.
If he had a gun, then Stabler would just die there, Stairmaster. We can't have that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he also has a gun, so I don't know if he would just die there, but...
Oh, no,
he would die.
He would get shot in the back, like End of Watch, directed by David Ayers.
All right. Well, I'll take your word
Imagine
for that.
he dies midway through this episode in a drive-by shooting.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'd be like, wow, bold take for Law and Order organized crime.
Yeah, bring back Stabler and then just kill him.
He doesn't get to avenge his wife at all.
But his son does.
Yeah. His son, who does not look old enough. Oh, then they do a time jump. It's like Red Dead Redemption.
Or The Bronx Tale. Bronx Tale.
40 years later.
40 years.
Dylan McDermott will be dead by then.
He's Cyber McDermott.
His face is a robot now.
Just his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An auto-tuned robot.
Yes.
So, yeah, we get to around the end here. Stabler's told to meet with Sinatra because he's going to give up his son. But the thing is, Dylan McDermott's too smart for that, apparently. Smart in quotes, because nothing in this screenplay, nothing in this treatment is smart.
Yeah, how does he pull this off?
What was his deduction exactly?
He doesn't like his dad, I guess.
But how does he kill him without getting caught? They're in a Ferris wheel cage.
He jumped out and did acrobatics.
I don't know. How does Stabler not see him?
Well, he does mention that the guy running the Ferris wheel is a guy that is on his payroll.
How'd that help him?
I guess, I don't know.
He made distracting noises, so Elliot was paying attention to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
While McDermott parkoured off the
hey,
Ferris wheel.
Yeah, about the Mets. I'm in the middle of something right now, sir. Fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, well, they're doing great. I'm an officer, sir. I need to get through it.
Hey, you want a hot dog?
Yeah, Coney Island.
Look, I'll make you a hot dog right now. How about a burger?
Best hog in the nation. You know what I mean?
Sir, I really got to get going in there. Yeah, we're at hot dogs.
This is where they filmed The Warriors.
Hey, you're not gonna put any mustard on that dog? Let me get you some mustard.
It's there's just a Ferris wheel.
Not the
McDermott's
best.
Dylan McDermott decides this is a good time for some father-son bonding on the Ferris wheel. It's like a Final Fantasy VII cutscene.
Poof. Expand on that.
Well, yeah, you don't remember when you got to get when you went to Golden Saucer and you got to go on a date with one of your party members on the Ferris wheel.
So Dylan McDermott's going on a date with his dad.
And only this time it ends with death.
It's sort of like a different Final Fantasy VII cutscene.
Yeah, his dad did something unforgivable, which caused his immediate death.
Yeah, that something unforgivable, of course, was that he called him fat when he was younger.
Oh.
I mean, that's abuse, so...
Also, Dylan McDermott does ask his dad if he's woke at one point.
Yes, and his dad's like, "What the fuck is woke?" No, he doesn't.
Good dialogue.
Yeah, all his dad says is woke, and he's like, "You're not racist anymore." Yeah, this is what we call writing from like a 60-year-old. If you told me Dick Wolf himself wrote this episode, I believe you.
It kind of sometimes reads like this was translated from something else poorly.
It was also based off a play, like A Bronx Tale.
It was based off of a Russian play, and they had to translate it. Anyway, so, yeah, they're on the Ferris wheel, and his dad's like, "Listen, I apologize for how I acted to you as a kid, and, I apologize for treating your wife bad and all that stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, Dad, you're dead. You're dead to me."
Well, we don't even get to see him be murdered.
No, we just see Stabler find his body. His body, by the way, which I guess Dylan McDermott just had, like, standing up for when Stabler opened the door. Because it, like, falls over.
He slumped over. He sat down in his seat, like, at the end of Collateral.
So
So
like when you get shot in the head, you have time to just like kind of relax and have a sit down there.
So Stabler finds him and takes a photo of him, presumably to add to his trophy case of people.
He doesn't take a photo of him. He uses his eyes to open up his phone.
Oh, that's what he was...
It's so that his phone gets opened with the face scan. Because it won't do it if your eyes are closed.
Ah, that makes sense.
So then he has access to his phone. It's still very grim that he's like, all right, let me do that. Also, he's covering it up, right? Like, he's covering up that he was there.
He doesn't do anything to cover up he was there. Like,
he does, because he doesn't, he doesn't make any direct contact with the body. He's a police officer, Stare. He should have called it in. He calls it in, but he doesn't call it in as himself. He calls it in as an anonymous thing. He uses, like, muffles his voice and is like, "There's a body." And he never mentions that he's meeting with this guy to his superior.
Yes.
He's a loose cannon. He's out of control.
And then we get this very strange ending here for Dylan McDermott's character, where he goes home and his ex-wife is there. And also, this is the only interaction between two women in the entire episode.
Yeah,
which is when his ex-wife and his wife are, just doing some light cat fighting. Verbally, I mean. It'd be a different show if they were just actually fighting.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, better show.
And Dylan McDermott's like, ladies, listen. There's enough of McDaddy to go around.
Please, the mud pit is over there.
And he like has a conversation with his professor wife, who is revealed to be, I guess, on it.
It's like 24.
And he's like, she says something where she's like, "You're getting reckless, McDermott." And he's like, "You don't get to talk to me like that in my own home."
Actually, I'm wreckful.
I'm full of wreck. Ask my wife.
I did that whole plan very cautiously.
And I even parkoured off a Ferris wheel. Come on. And his ex-wife is like, this used to be my house. He's like, in fact, let me ask the cook if she can make me a sandwich. And he's like, don't do that. Or he's like, that's why I divorced you. And that's the end of the scene. That's just the last line. Like, what?
The end.
You divorced her because she asked the help to make sandwiches?
She was too uppity, Swanson.
This is a burger house.
We don't make sandwiches here. And then we end with Stabler's Mariska Hargitay's here. She's like, hey, listen, I read your letter. Let's have a chat. And he's like, nah, I have work to do. I'm a working man. I got revenge on my mind. And if you weren't aware of the relationship between these two becoming distant, the camera lets you know.
It's what we call framing the shot, Swanson. It's very cinematographical.
Yeah. It does seem like somebody's first day at Cinematographical School with this shot, where she is, the camera is moving away from her and it is also coming in close on Stabler as he's getting ready for work and stuff.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. Anyway, that's
a tune out.
That's a tune out for me.
This product. Yeah.
Any final thoughts on Law and Order: Organized Crime?
This was a big nothing.
No, this sucks. The best.
How
can
you make organized crime boring?
My favorite thing in movies and TV shows is when the mafia kills people, and we don't get to see the mafia kill anyone in this show.
No. Also, Dylan McDermott's not even technically part of the mafia, as far as we know.
He's just mafia adjacent, and he's kind of a nasty crime boy, I guess.
Yeah, we don't know what its whole deal is. None of these characters are real people. Even Stabler is a vague figure of
and we
rage.
We have a villain here because we just saw him kill somebody who was unlikable. And we don't even know what his goals are or what he's even doing.
Yeah, I feel like there's a way to have your cake and eat it too with the Law and Order format and doing a single arc storyline. You could definitely do an X-Files type of deal where it's an arcing season storyline where there's week by week stuff going on in it as well.
Tone, you won't believe it. These fucking gray men took me. Hey, what's the deal with this guy? He's always fucking smoking cigars.
Hey, why don't you step out of the shadows a little bit? Let me see your face.
Well, you telling me you don't believe in aliens?
Well, yeah, they call this broad a fucking skeptic. She doesn't believe in aliens. Can you believe that? Works at X-Files.
What the fuck's the point of that?
Yeah, I say we kill it right now.
I don't think you want to do that.
We don't need the heat. It's an FBI.
What the fuck kind of name is Fox Mulder? Anyway, better than this show. This is a big old nothing. Tune out, obviously. Alright, well that's a tune out on Law and Order: Organized Crime. And with all of that, it's about the end of the podcast. Before we wrap up, though, I want to remind everybody that we do have bonus episodes that we do based off of topics. Yeah, for the public, for free, based off of donations given to us at our Buy Me a Coffee page. So what you do is you head on over there, over at buymeacoffee.com/TVTuners, and a single coffee gives you a single topic for us to talk about, whether that's an episode of TV, perhaps a movie, or just something you want to hear us talk about for an hour. We do that. We release those bonus episodes weekly. We attempt to, anyway. And it's there for your viewing pleasure. The latest episode that just came out was on the Snyder Cut. And it was a doozy. It was a big old episode.
Well, it was part 2. We were not...
Well, yeah, we have 2 episodes.
We were too afraid to do it in one sitting.
You mean unwilling, yes.
Yes. That is a form of unwilling, I guess.
And that's it.
One specific form of unwilling, yes.
Once again, that is buymeacoffee.com/TVTuners for all of your bonus episode needs. And as always, you can stick around for a new main ep every week as well. Until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
Good night.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Denver Fact of the Week. Did you know that for 8 years, Stairmaster was a Ferris wheel